provided Ranger fans the most exciting late summer baseball in years. And it solidified the team's never say die mantra. The all-out fashion in which these guys have played has brought about a deserving buzz among North Texas baseball fans. And while the winning homestand's already guaranteed, a third win against the Yankees would be a fitting finale to an already memorable series. So put on your cape, paint up the face, settle in for your Rangers and the New York Yankees. Next on FSN Southwest. The Yankee fans were poised to be the leading noisemakers here in Arlington over this four-game series. It hasn't quite worked out that way. The Rangers have had more fun than the Yankees so far. They have won 2 out of 3. And now trying to stick the landing here tonight. The Rangers try to make it 3 wins, 1 loss in this important four-game series against the New Yorkers. It's the Yankees and the Rangers tonight from the ballpark in Arlington. We welcome you to Texas Ranger Baseball along with Tom Grieve. I'm Josh Lewin. Thank you for making Ranger Baseball a part of your Thursday evening. The Rangers now without David Murphy, and that's a big blow, no doubt about it. Who picks up the slack?
Brandon Boggs picks up the slack. And one thing, Josh, we've been saying all season long, one of the strengths of this team is the depth that they have in the outfield. A lot worse things can happen to a team than have to play Brandon Boggs every day. We've said it almost every time he plays. He manages to do something to help his team win, whether it's make a great throw from the outfield, make a diving catch, or get an important hit. He's one of those players, when you look at his overall numbers, they don't look that impressive. He's a .244 hitter, not that impressive. Not a lot of home runs, decent amount of runs batted in, a little bit of a better batting average with men in scoring position, 5 outfield assists, doesn't look that great. He's a guy that's better than the numbers. When you see him out there playing, you don't think of a player with those numbers, you think of a player that can really help your team win.
Back in April, BB was Ben Broussard on this team. We thought he'd be a big part of it going forward this summer. Turns out the BB of note is Brandon Boggs. He is absolutely in the lineup tonight and a big part of things going forward. Scott Feldman is on the mound tonight against Mike Mussina. That's your pitching matchup. It's the Rangers and the Yankees coming up next on FSN Southwest. Texas Ranger Baseball being brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. By Progressive. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. By Jack in the Box. We don't make it till you order it. And by Southwest Airlines. Fees don't fly with us. Visit southwest.com. Back in New York, the hockey version of the Rangers are known as the Blue Shirts. The baseball version of the Rangers are wearing the blue shirts tonight, taking on the New York Yankees, who are 62 and 52. And they are ahead of the Rangers in pursuit of that wild card spot, not by much, but they're among the teams the Rangers have to catch if they're going to the postseason for the first time in this decade. Xavier Nady looking good in pinstripes. He has been a fantastic acquisition. He's part of that Southwest Airlines starting lineup. Jeter is DHing, so we will not see him at short tonight, but A-Rod is out there on the field, hitless in this series. No Pudge tonight. He got banged up in that collision with David Murphy, the collision that put David on the DL. He's expected to be out for anywhere between 2 and 4 weeks. The Rico scouting report on Scott Feldman, a guy who, if he didn't dazzle the Yankees, he certainly impressed the Yankees back at the end of June.
Well, he's 4-4 on the season. ERA is right at 5 almost. 6+ innings in 12 of his 17 starts. That's pretty good for a guy that's never been a starter before. He's also had 9 quality starts. He's gotten his share of double play grounders because he's a sinker ball pitcher, and he will get a lot of ground balls. And Josh, what the Yankees said after the start that he had against them in New York, and what the White Sox said, same thing. This guy's got excellent movement on his pitches, and he's tough to hit. We have a chance for the Yankees for the second time. Hopefully he'll pitch in a very similar type game that he did in Yankee Stadium.
Brandon Boggs is in the sunglasses borrowing business right now. Josh Hamilton has just handed his pair to Brandon. Left field, I guess, a more decisive Sunfield to start things out, right?
Definitely, yeah. I don't think you need him in center field, but for about the next 15 minutes on a semi-fly ball line drive, you will definitely need him because he's right in the middle of the sun. It's going to go down pretty quickly, But I think as a left fielder, you hope the first guy doesn't hit one to you.
Well, Johnny Damon's going to hit one that way anyway, but it's more towards the third baseman. Vasquez watches it go into the crowd. A still growing crowd here. The traffic thinning out outside the ballpark, and we're told probably anywhere between 42 and 44,000 might be packing their way into this joint tonight. You know, Tag, you kind of alluded to it. When Feldman took the mound at Yankee Stadium, there wasn't a lot of buzz about Feldman, certainly in New York at that time. In fact, Feldman and some of the guys in the cab ride coming over to Yankee Stadium had sports radio on, and they were kind of almost giggling about, oh, this guy Feldman, well, you know, Yankees will knock this guy around. And as it turned out, Feldman went out there and allowed the Yankees only 4 hits and 1 run in about 6 innings of work.
And one thing you learn in baseball is never ridicule another team's starting pitcher, because you never know. The guy's a big leaguer, and if he has good stuff and good control, almost any pitcher can beat any team at any given time. So you never know what's going to happen in the game.
If it had been movie credits, Feldman would have been cast as something like guy number 3. You know, I mean, there was nothing that anybody in the New York media had that would have made them think that Scott Feldman could do that, but he did it. And if you've been paying attention, he's been doing that to other teams besides the Yankees this year. Damon barely gets a piece.
Well, that was a good sinker too. A little bit out of the strike zone. Damon's still trying to shake off that foul ball that he hit off his leg on another sinker. Look at that ball drop. If you can package that pitch and throw it one right after the other, you're gonna have a good ball game.
It's a long at bat to start the game. Both these teams face long flights after the game, going in exact opposite directions. The Yankees will go play the Angels in Anaheim. The Rangers are heading east to play Baltimore. Tried that breaking ball on 2-2. Now it's 3-2. Ninth pitch of the at bat.
Oh,
and he broke his bat.
that even sounded bad, boy. He saw a lot of pitches too. It wasn't like that sinker snuck up on him. He pounded one into his leg that hurt. He just missed striking out on one that he just ticked into the ground. He fouled a couple late down the third baseline, and then on the last one he gets jammed. That one was almost like a cutter that came from right to left in on the fists. Almost knocked the bat out of his hand. That's a good hitter right there.
Derek Jeter, we mentioned, is DHing tonight. They've got Wilson Betemit at shortstop instead. It's possible, Tag, that by the end of the year, Derek Jeter will have the most at-bats in the history of the New York Yankees. Mickey Mantle's got 8,100. Then it's Gehrig at 8,001. Bernie Williams and Derek Jeter both about 7,800. And that ball tagged by Jeter. That at-bat results in a home run. An at-bat that didn't take nearly as long as the epic with Damon. But Derek Jeter fires it out towards that Yankee bullpen. It's 1-0.
Well, Scott hadn't thrown a bad pitch up until that one. That one didn't get in where he wanted it to, and it was about belt high. He's trying to run that ball in on Jeter's fist, and it started to, but it never quite got there, and it was a little bit up. Jeter shows that he may only have 7 home runs on the year, but he can drive a ball pretty well to left center field.
Bobby Abreu, another veteran hitter, comes up next. Him with a 9-game hitting streak. And Abreu launching one right center.
He cut that one at 91 miles an hour and got that in on his fist too. Hit him off the handle.
Besides Hamilton, we mentioned Boggs is in left, Bird is in right. And the Rangers, with a ground ball pitcher like Scott Feldman, that double play possibility is always in range for you. The guy coming to the plate right now has been hitting into double plays at an alarming clip in this series. Alex Rodriguez has hit into 4 of them already in 3 games. Time spent on the DL, about 3.5 weeks for Alex Rodriguez. Will conspire to keep the power numbers down this year, but the Rangers, as a collective, they've kept Alex Rodriguez down very well. 3 for 20.
Well, Scott's made one bad pitch. Fastball up that Jeter hit a home run on. Most of them have been just like that. That's an excellent sinker. Keep it right down there. You don't give up home runs down there. Just had one get up on him.
Home run wise, Alex Rodriguez just a few shy of Mike Schmidt right now for what would be number 12 on the all-time list. More home runs than the great Mickey Mantle already for A-Rod. And you see how he's shimmying up, getting close to Schmidt. Reggie Jackson would be next. Got him. Alex Rodriguez strikes out. But Derek Jeter hit that home run to make it 1-0 Yankees. Back here in Arlington, Derek Jeter's home run has given the New York Yankees a quick lead tonight. They're trying to reestablish the fact that they are a team to reckon with in that wild card chase, if not the AL East race. Frank Catalanato, a Mike Mussina killer. That has been borne out over the last 11 years. 26 for 59 against the man they call Moose. The rest of the Southwest Airlines starting lineup: Kinsler before the Cat. Then it's Young and Hamilton, Bird and Boggs, Laird, Davis, and Vasquez against the soon-to-be 40-year-old Mike Mussina. Here is the Rico scouting report.
He's having a very good season. Has a chance to win 20 games for the first time. He's been pitching a lot better the last 10 or 12 starts than he did the first 10 or 12, and those weren't bad. Doesn't walk anybody. Less than 1.5 walks per 9 innings. 264 career wins. That's 4th among active pitchers. I think, Josh, if he pitches long enough, he's got a great shot at 300, because it's not like he's limping to the finish line. He's still throwing the ball very well right now.
What he's got, though, is I think what a lot of guys have when they're about to turn 40 is just that question of what do I want to keep doing with the travel? And I've got kids that are. He's got a teenage daughter now, and
questions.
He's starting to think, I've made my money, I've had my fun. He would obviously like to keep on winning. Like to see the Yankees keep winning, and he personally, I'm sure, wouldn't mind getting those 300 wins. But with his contract up at the end of this year, that is a hard choice for Mike Mussina to make coming up. Does he want to keep doing this?
Well, you have to be motivated, and if he loses the motivation, and personal decisions are very difficult to make like that, he has to decide what he wants to do. But 300 wins is there if he wants it.
Maybe 20 wins is here for this year, and that's something he hasn't gotten to yet. He's hit 19 twice. We've called him Mr. Almost in the past. He's never won 20, never won a Cy Young, never thrown a no-hitter. But he's been tantalizingly close in every one of those pursuits. I think the biggest shock last year regarding Mussina tag was even more than the bloated ERA. Only 150 innings pitched last year, because normally this guy's a lock for 230 every year. Kinsler on the ground. Hit A-Rod in the midsection. He makes that play on the man that leads the league in hits and runs scored, Ian Kinsler. With Jeter DHing tonight, it's Betemeet with A-Rod over there on the left side, Cano and Giambi on the right side. Nady, Damon, and Abreu roam the outfield. Pudge is out. He's day-to-day with that banged-up knee. So Jose Molina, the catcher. The curveball from Mike Mussina, and David Murphy, the other part of that collision with Pudge Rodriguez. We're expecting to hear from David a little bit later on the broadcast tonight. More than a couple of emailers tag over the last 24 hours have pointed out, and I'll read Ranger fan Mike's email because he says it pretty representatively, that the lack of national media coverage about the Rangers is very much in play when talking about that injury. There's a base hit for Catalinato. Ranger fan Mike says it's all over the media that, hey, Pudge got hurt. He's day-to-day. There's nothing out there about Murphy. He's on the DL.
Well, that's a good point. David, without that injury, had an excellent chance to hit 20 home runs and knock in 100 runs this year. May still do it. Knowing David will come back a little bit sooner than everybody expects. And when he does come back, he'll pick up right where he left off. But it really was an unfortunate injury for a young kid who's having a great season for the Rangers.
You mentioned Brandon Boggs will get a lot of the playing time. The Rangers did make a roster move, though, corresponding to the injury, and that's Jason Ellison joining the team from AAA. I think it's pretty obvious if Nelly Cruz was not on the DL right now, that would have been the obvious move to get Nelson and his 37 home runs up here. But
yeah, and everybody's been talking about that for quite a while, as hot as Nelson has been down there.
Back to the mound, Mussina goes to Benameat on the first, a double play. So the Rangers cannot respond quite yet to that Jeter home run. Yankees on top 1-0. Yankees 1, Rangers 0. We go to the second. We go to Jim Knox.
Thank you, Josh. What a night it is in the Fox box. We'll get to this in just a second. But hey, what's going on over there? This is time for a silent auction. All you have to do is log on to TexasRangers.com and bid on tickets for September 5th game against the Boston Red Sox right behind home plate. So log on to TexasRangers.com. Get 4 tickets. Silent auction going on right now. Boston Red Sox, Texas Rangers, September 5th. Hey, we got a Horse Junior mascot here. Junior captain. How's it going? Good? Go Rangers! Go Rangers, yes indeed.
Ask him why the long face, Jim.
Yeah, why the long face?
No,
forget about that. All right, we got a group. Where are you guys from?
We're from China Spring, Texas.
All right, good to have you. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be Yankees. Nice sign there. And Josh and Tom, let me see if you recognize this girl right here. Go ahead and look that way, Kristen. See that? Recognize? Tom, you're usually pretty good on this.
Is it Chris?
Down the left field line or the right field line. Give you a hint there. The ball girl taking a night off in the Fox box right here. Yeah, and they got a nice sign. What is it? Oh, okay. We've got the runs. Texas Rangers. There we go. Good to see you, Kristen. Have a nice night off. Thank you very much, Josh.
The hit batsman was Giambi. Xavier Nady is now the batter. Thanks, Jim. And well, Feldman, who's been all about ground balls really since we've known him as a Texas Ranger, got a chance to quickly get 2 outs here if he can get Nady to hit one on the ground somewhere. See the numbers that Nady's put up as a Yankee, but you know, he wasn't far off from that as a Pirate, hitting .330 over there in Pittsburgh this year.
Yeah, Nady was disguised a little bit in a Pittsburgh Pirate uniform, but you can't disguise the numbers. He's getting a chance to come out here with the Yankees, but he can hit.
Yes, he can. Robinson Cano will be the batter.
You know, we're talking about Nady and the trade to the Pirates. Pirates got a pretty good pitcher in that trade. You see what Jeff Karstens did the other day? Took a perfect game into the 8th inning.
Outdueling Randy Johnson, former Yankee.
So it's not like the Yankees stole him away from the Pirates. They might have given up some pretty good players in that trade.
The Pirates are all about gobbling up potential right now. The Yankees They're all about trying to make sure they get to that 14th consecutive trip to the playoffs. On the ground, third base. Got to wait for Kinsler to get over there, and now they do turn that double play.
He wanted to throw it, but he got that ball so quickly. Ian hadn't even taken a step towards second base. There's nothing Ian could do. That was one, if he fielded that ball to his right, that was one of those, Josh, where you might be able to step on third and go around the diamond for a triple play. Cano runs pretty well, but he hit that ball hard right straight to Ramon. Big ground ball for Scott right there.
Love the triple play. We just don't see the triple play a lot. Haven't seen one here since Kenny Rogers turned the trick on the mound against Seattle. That was 6 summers ago. The Yankees, somewhat incredibly, Tag, have now gone in the regular season anyway. More than 40 years since turning a triple play. Got to go back to 1968 since the last time they turned one. In on the hands of Betemit. Now you can get that last out any way you choose. Runner at third, 2 down. 1-0 on the Derek Jeter home run. Well, the strikeout works. That'll look good in the paper tomorrow, too. At least 2 strikeouts will be in that column now for Feldman. He ended the first with 1. He's ended the second with 1 as well.
Parte baja la segunda entrada y van a batear por el equipo de los Rangers. Son ellos Hamilton, Bird y Box. Cuarto, quinto y sexto aquí en la parte baja de la segunda entrada.
Y la acción la puede escuchar en español hoy en día en FSN. Ya sabe la clave, agarre su control remoto, hágale como yo, busque presionando el botón del menú, el zap, y lo escuche en español el día de hoy en FSN con José Guzmán y su servidor Eleno Ordena. Así que vámonos con la acción aquí en la parte baja del segundo episodio, José.
Thanks, Eleno. The SAP broadcast brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. That breaks the streak of hits during the SAP read, unfortunately. See if Josh Hamilton can crank one right here, though. Hamilton, Bird, and Boggs in the bottom of the second inning. A Derek Jeter home run has the Yankees on top tonight. The Rangers trying to win this series 3-1. Put that in their pocket and go on to Baltimore. If that happens, it will be another come-from-behind effort for the boys in blue tonight. 1-0 is nothing compared to some of what the Rangers have come back from. It was a fairly compelling comeback Sunday against the Blue Jays. The Rangers trailed 4-0, won the game 8-4. So that paled in comparison to the first game of this series, just because of the sheer drama. The Rangers spotted the Yankees a 4-2 lead. Wobbled back on top on a Michael Young home run. And the Yankees tied it. Then Marlon Byrd, the walk-off grand slam. That was a pretty fun night at the old ballpark. Three balls, 2 strikes. The man who put on the show at Yankee Stadium just a couple of weeks ago, the home run derby. On the ground, 1 hop second base, and Cano throws out Hamilton.
That's one of the things that makes Messina so tough, is that he can throw a variety of pitches at any time in the count. He's not locked into a fastball on a 3-2 pitch. In fact, he threw him an off-speed pitch, slow curveball 3-2. Josh was a little bit out in front of it. He's got an excellent assortment of pitches. He could throw them all for strikes. He has excellent location with his pitches. Talked about him in the scouting report. He's walked 1 .2 batters per 9 innings. Only walked 19 batters all year. Started out with his first 10 starts, his ERA was over 4. His last 13 starts, it's right about 3. So he's pitching better now than he has at any time in the season. In 5 out of his last 6 starts, he's given up 2 earned runs or less.
Marlon Byrd hits it towards the alley, left center field. It's going to drop and roll. And Marlon Byrd storms towards second base. He's got a 1-out double. Just a terrific homestand for Marlon Byrd.
Well, Marlon's doing exactly what the Rangers need him to do, is pick up some of the slack from not having Milton Bradley in the lineup over the last week and now not having David Murphy. That was a curveball. Got a lot of the plate, and Marlon ripped it into the gap. Brandon Boggs, another young outfielder, is going to get a lot of playing time now. He's getting pretty significant playing time. He has 200 at-bats this year. But without David now, he's going to be playing almost on a regular basis, you'd have to think.
There's a curveball. Used to be a knuckle curveball from Mike Mussina that he would go to. He's kind of gone away from that. But as you said, Tag, it's like channel surfing on TV. I mean, there's just all kinds of different options that Mussina and whichever catcher he's working with can choose from. So many different pitches from so many different angles. Boggs, base hit right field. Marlon Byrd coming to third. And he's told to stay right there. Good call. Remember, it was in the second inning yesterday that the Rangers had Murphy collide at home plate.
Bray is a good outfielder. He'd fit in well on the Rangers the way he can play the outfield and throw. One thing he does is he plays a little bit shallow, but he really charges the ball well, so that when he catches the ball, he's close to home plate. And then he gets rid of the ball quickly, and he's got a nice overhand throw that delivers the ball to the catcher with good accuracy in a way that he can handle it. Good move there, stopping him at third base.
Well, the two good friends from Atlanta, the two Georgia Tech guys, Byrd and Boggs, on base now. And a chance for Gerald Laird. I think anytime you can talk about a catcher hitting 300, that's a real nice thing to be able to talk about. The Rangers have that.
Now you got a catcher that's hitting 300. He also throws really well. He's getting better and better behind the plate, and he runs real well for a catcher too. The kind of catcher that is not a base clogger. He can do the things the other base runners do. Go first to third, score from second on a single, score from first on a double. A lot of catchers don't do that.
Laird carves it down the right field line. Bobby Abreu moving on it, and it's foul. .3 the final yesterday, that Yankee victory. First game since July 22nd where the Rangers failed to score 4 runs. Sidney Ponson, the former Ranger, got the win yesterday. He's the only starting pitcher that the Yankees have put out there this year that has been on the winning end of things against the Rangers. The Rangers are 4-0 against everybody else from the Yankees. Laird, hot shot to short. Betemit to second base. It's a second double play induced by Mike Mussina. And the Rangers continue to trail. It is 1-0 at the end of 2 tonight. Texas Ranger Baseball brought to you by your Texas Dodge dealers and by Geico Insurance. Big crowd on a warm night. A Thursday evening here in Arlington. The Rangers are heading out to Baltimore when the game is done. Scott Feldman on the mound gave up the home run to Derek Jeter in the first inning, but otherwise no problems yet. Pitching coach Andy Hawkins supplies the Geico quote for the night. And there is kind of a fine line that the Rangers are walking right now. Scott Feldman is used to innings pitch totals of 65 and 70 and numbers like that for a regular season. Right now, Tag is at 101.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between the innings, though. I think when you're a relief pitcher and you're pitching a little bit more frequently, sometimes you're getting up and throwing without coming into a game. That when you throw 65 or 70 innings, that's a lot. That's a big workload over the course of a season. But for a starting pitcher, it's not like Scott's throwing 120 or 130 pitches. He's had some starts where he's been pushed back to have 5 or 6 days rest. I think the real test is how he feels himself, and Scott will be the first to say, hey, I feel great. I'll let you know when I'm not feeling well. But I think the Rangers are doing the right thing. They're monitoring it, but they're letting him go out there and pitch as long as he feels great. It's not like he's 19 or 20 years old. He's a big, strong kid, mature kid. So I applaud the Rangers for monitoring it, but it doesn't seem like the workload is approaching an area that has to cause alarm or anything.
Johnny Damon takes down and in. One guy who is starting to feel better about himself and feel better about things that we should mention, Tag, is Brandon McCarthy. Had a side session here today, and it wasn't just Andy Hawkins, it was Jim Colburn, the bullpen coach, and a guy that's been a pitching coach at the big league level. Also, a fellow by the name of Nolan Ryan, helping to supervise that throwing session. From all accounts, that went very well.
Yeah, Emily Jones was up in the booth and had talked to Brandon and gave us a great account of that Brandon was searching for answers and wanted to come in and check with the big league guys. Felt really good about the outing that he had. There's a look at it. Nolan working with the pitching coaches, and I think Brandon, according to Emily, came away from that feeling really good, like he's making progress, like he's got something he can work with now that gives him optimism. I'm sure they'll continue to monitor him and hope that he can carry that side session today back out onto the field for a couple of rehab starts, and hopefully Brandon will be back in the big leagues feeling good about himself and helping the ball club.
And that, by the way, has not been an everyday sight. Nolan in his work clothes, you know, his executive clothes, out there working with the pitchers. Kind of an unusual thing to see today, but boy, Brandon McCarthy was thrilled to have gotten that kind of instruction today.
Yeah, I think what Nolan has done is he's made it known to the staff that if there's an important project that needs work that I can help with, ask me, but don't expect me to show up unannounced to work with the pitchers. That's your job. But if there's an area that I can help in, obviously I'm more than willing to help. And from Brandon's standpoint, you've got the two big league pitching coaches there with a lot of experience, and Nolan right there with him. If you can't come away from that meeting without picking something up, then you haven't been listening.
Well, in a season where the Rangers have just been rifling through starting pitchers, I mean, all the guys they have used, Brandon McCarthy has not been one of them yet. And Ron Washington telling the media today that Brandon will not be used until they're confident that he is clicking into place at AAA. So Johnny Damon has already seen, well, this will be 19 pitches total in 2 at-bats against Feldman.
Well, he hasn't hit one hard yet, but he sure has been a pest.
Yes, he has.
He's not getting much to hit at, I'll tell you that. It's not like any of these pitches have been good hitters' pitches. He's just spoiling some real good pitchers' pitches. Sinkers down, sinkers away. Scott's pitched him tough.
Three and 2, just like back in the first inning. Johnny Damon, the opening act for this modern-day murderer's row that the Yankees feel like they're trotting out there now. He got him.
Well, Johnny Damon knew it too.
What? You know what's crazy, Tag, is that half the pitches in this game thrown by Scott Feldman have been to one guy, been to Johnny Damon, and he's 0 for 2.
Yeah, the funny part about that's a cutter. He brought that right back on the outside corner. Just that little late movement of a couple of inches caught the outside corner and froze Damon. Yeah, that's a good point, Josh. The other side of it is all he's got to show for it is a broken back grounder to first and a strikeout.
You do all that work and there's no payoff.
No payoff, except they made Scott work hard.
And Derek Jeter maybe reaping the rewards of that last time. You know, I mean, it was a great thing to see that Feldman did win out against Damon, but it's almost like psychologically, all right, phew, man, I'm done with that. And then,
yeah, let's get ahead of Derek Jeter.
And then Jeter hits one 400 feet.
It really is one of the few pitches that Scott got up around the belt. Everything else, that's where he was trying to throw it to Jeter, run that thing right in on his fist. It just never quite got there, the ball that he launched into left center field for the home run.
That time Jeter got the swarm of bees feeling right there.
Yes, he did.
Slowly hit to short. One all-star shortstop grounding it to the other. Jeter to Young to end the inning. It stays 1-0. The Rangers have Chris Davis coming up. Rangers will be back in town a week from tomorrow. Next Friday, the first 15,000 fans get Rangers playing cards courtesy of Academy. Call 972-RANGERS or go to TexasRangers.com. Make sure you've got your tickets, as the Rangers will be playing the Rays, the Tigers, and the Indians on that next homestand. Mussina gets over there to cover and beats Chris Davis to the bag. 1 pitch, 1 out, bottom 3. Yankees on top 1-0.
One thing that has helped Mussina pitch so well in his last 6 or 7 ball games has been the fact he has not given up the home run. Only 2 in his last 44 innings. You look at some of the games Mussina's thrown in his last 6. He has 6 shutout innings against the Red Sox, 8 shutout innings against Minnesota, and his last start against the Angels was a 7-inning start, 2 hits and only 1 earned run. And in all those games, he's walked 4 batters in his last 6 games.
Deals a strike to Vasquez. Mussina keeping the ball in the yard in this yard too, Tag. I mean, this is not an easy place to not give up a home run, but over his last several starts here, as Vasquez singles into right center field, Rangers get 1 on, 1 out. I've got Mussina as 1 home run allowed now here in Arlington his last 35 innings here.
It's pretty good. He's thrown a lot of off-speed pitches, and first time through the lineup, the Rangers had 4 hits. They hit the ball pretty well against Mussina. They actually hit 4 base hits and several balls that were hit pretty well. Kinsler hit a hard ball to third. The ball that Laird hit to shortstop for a double play was a well-hit ball. And so Mussina's gotten through the first inning without giving up, first 9 hitters without giving up a run, but the Rangers have swung the bats pretty well against him.
It's an absolute challenge tonight. Mike Mussina in search of his 15th win. Only Cliff Lee of the Indians has that many in the league right now. But you can say the Rangers have their most consistent guy on the mound tonight, Scott Feldman. Mussina out of Montoursville, Pennsylvania, not far from where they have a Little League World Series every year in Williamsport. The guy that was offered a kicking scholarship at Penn State. Could have been a Nittany Lion. Could have played for Joe Paterno. I was trying to kiss up to our esteemed producer Kurt Dykert right there.
I recognize that.
Proud Penn State alum.
It's okay. He's got 2 sons here today. He kissed up to both of them. Jack's down in the truck. Fritz is right here next to us doing our stats for us. They're both big Penn State guys.
Kinsler in the air, right field to the track, and caught. Bobby Abreu fading back on it, and still Mussina managing to keep the ball in the yard.
Now there's nights where I think that ball would carry out of here. Very light breeze tonight. Not much of a jet stream blowing out to right center field or right field. And I think Ian hit that ball pretty well. Well enough to be a home run on some nights, but not tonight.
Now here's Mike Mussina's one-man Waterloo right here. Frank Catalanato has just had his number over the years. Another base hit against Mussina tonight. Pretty close to a career .450 hitter now is Catalanato against Mussina. A little bit later on, our Texas truck stop will be all about Frank Catalanato. Stay tuned for that. Cat has worked the count to 2-0. And now 3-0 with Michael Young on deck. We mentioned the Baltimore Orioles as a team. They're on deck for the Rangers. The road trip to Baltimore featuring 3 games over the weekend. Then it's on to Boston for 3. And that's the team that the Rangers really need to play the best against. Head-to-head against the Red Sox. That's the team they're chasing atop the wild card lead. You still have to get past the Yankees. You still have to get past Minnesota or Chicago, whichever team is not in first in the AL Central. But at bottom, at some point, you got to win some games against Boston.
That's for sure. The Tampa Bay is just not showing any signs of letting up. They have a 3-game lead on Boston. Rangers have some games against Tampa Bay too. We'll keep waiting for Tampa Bay to go through a little bit of a bad spell, and I guess they did for a while, but they bounced back. Right now, Tampa Bay is 23 games over 500.
Wow. Their franchise record for wins in a season is 70. They had a chance to have that by tomorrow. Catalanato draws the walk, and up comes Michael Young.
Mussina thought he had strike 3 right there. He threw the fastball, tried to run it back to the inside corner, took a couple of steps toward the dugout, but didn't get the call. Dead giveaways when the catcher moves his glove toward the plate after he catches it. That tells you he didn't think it was a strike. And the tracker showed that it absolutely wasn't a strike. Cat works the walk right there.
64 runs batted in for Michael Young. Only one other shortstop in baseball has that total right now. That's the Indians' Johnny Peralta. Big cut. Strike 1.
We're talking about Brandon Boggs getting some more playing time now that David's out of the lineup. Cat could end up getting some more playing time as well.
Yeah. Well, some of the best trades are the ones you never make, right? Eddie Guardado is still here. He's going to be a big part of things going forward. Same for Catalanato, maybe.
No, we've said there's been some times this year where there just wasn't playing time for Cat, which doesn't mean that he can't be productive when he gets the chance. And so if you have to have some guys injured, if you have to have Bradley out, you have to have Murphy out, not the worst thing in the world to have Catalanato and Boggs in your lineup. Both of those guys can produce for you.
Well, Milton Bradley just one at bat in the last 10 days. He's not on the DL, but he's not quite right to go as a starter quite yet.
Once you have that at bat in a game, it restarts the clock as far as backdating the disabled list.
Yeah.
And I think the hope has been right from the start that Milton would be able to play, and I think they felt he's right on the verge of being able to play. But because of that type of an injury that you have, you don't want Milton to go back out there and risk re-injuring it at all. And make sure he's okay when he does come back, so that when he does come back, he stays in the lineup the rest of the year. They need him.
Mussina strikes out Young. Hamilton left on deck. We're at the end of 3. Yankees by 1. The Aflac trivia question comes your way right now. The 3 perfect games thrown in Yankee history. 3 of them. That's a lot. The pitchers and catchers. Do you know the batteries for those 3 games? I'll get you the answer coming up in the bottom of the 4th inning. This is a tough part of the order. In the top of the 4th inning, Abreu, A-Rod, Jason Giambi. The David Murphy-less Texas Rangers tonight. Trailing 1-0. David Murphy kind enough to join us right now. And first of all, Murph, so sorry to hear about the fact you're going to be out for a couple weeks. What are they telling you about the nature of that injury?
They just said that it would, you know, at least 2 or 3 weeks, at most 4 to 6. So obviously, in my mind, I'm thinking 2.
Is it just a matter of rehabbing it now, David? When can you start doing your rehab work, or is it something that could possibly need some surgery down the road?
No, it's not going to need surgery at all. So that's a good thing.
Good.
It's just something that I think once the inflammation and the swelling goes away, that I'll be fine. They said that I'll be able to tell a good deal about how I feel and kind of the course of action after about a week to 10 days. It's gotten better since last night, and we'll just continue to watch it and see how it progresses.
1-1 the count to Abreu. Now
David,
making 1-2.
When you had the collision at the plate, it looked like you hurt your chest too. Were there some other places on your body that are sore after that collision?
No, that's what my mom and a few other people said. They were wondering about my chest. My chest was fine. It was just I scraped up my shin pretty bad. Back of my knee hurts, obviously. And if you guys can get a picture of my eye here, my eye got banged up a little bit.
Oh boy!
But I guess
he didn't punch you, did he?
You're gonna take your licks sometime.
David, what was it like? I mean, take us from what you remember of it anyway. I mean, you're coming around third. You know there's going to be a play at the plate. That moment is Michael Young can't get this one. Abreu sizzles that one into left center. We're watching it right now. The base hit by Kinsler, and you're coming around. What's going through your mind as you're on approach?
I really don't know. It was strange because usually when I come around to score on a base hit, you know, I usually don't take a peek and look to see where the ball is. And I remember that I did that yesterday, and it just, I don't know. It's just weird. I never picked up the ball, and by the time that I got to the plate, it just seemed like it all happened so fast that I didn't really know what decision to make. So I just went in there and tried to slide through him, which obviously wasn't the best choice. But he had the ball early enough to where he had good positioning. So if I tried to run him over, I might have been in trouble also.
Well, the one thing that looked like happened, David, is Abreu's throw was up the line by 2 or 3 feet. And when Pudge fielded the ball, he didn't have any choice, and then you didn't have any choice. It was just kind of one of those set of circumstances that presented itself.
Yeah, I guess if I would have seen that quickly enough, maybe I could have gone around him. But, you know, obviously in hindsight, I wish that would have happened. But it didn't, and I guess everything happens for a reason.
Alex Rodriguez, the batter right now. 1-0 Yankees, our score here in the top of the 4th. Now, the thing that Tom and I have been talking about, David, I know you'll concur as well, even when something like this happens, and obviously it's a shame for you, but yeah, other opportunities, the depth on this team, the quality depth, I think now is on display. Brandon Boggs will get a chance to play, maybe even Jason Ellison.
Definitely. You know, I mean, take a look at, you know, what happened with Hank Blaylock. I mean, he's a great player and a very big part of this lineup, and Ramon Vasquez has stepped up, and it's pretty incredible to have a 9-hole hitter hitting over 300 the whole year. So Boggsy's definitely done some great things this year.
Michael Young is going to spin and get that one. Kinsler turns it on A-Rod, who hits into another double play. Your teammate is pretty good out there, Mr. Murphy.
We got some good players out there. Yeah, Boggs is going to do a great job for us. Jason Ellison's obviously been around with you know, a few different teams, so he knows what it's like up here. When he gets his chance, he's going to do fine. Like you said, we have so much depth out here, and this lineup is so capable from top to bottom that you know, I hate not being in there, but there's plenty of guys that are going to pick up the slack.
David, now what is your program from here? Will you be working with the team, or will you stay back and do rehab somewhere else?
No, I'm not going to go on the road trip. There's a local place around here where I guess most of the guys go when they stay in town. Jason Jennings goes there, and some other guys go there. So I'll be well taken care of, and I don't know, hopefully by the time they get back, I'll be hitting and throwing and doing all that stuff, and well on my way to be back.
The last time you got a chance to go to Fenway, you got your World Series ring from last year. No return trip to Fenway, unfortunately. That's too bad.
Well, that's all right. You know, hopefully there'll be plenty of other chances, and it's always fun to go play there, and you know, for me especially, seeing some old friends. But I hope we beat up on them a little bit.
David, right now you've got 74 runs batted in. You're leading American League rookies in that department. Do you think about Rookie of the Year? Is that something you even thought of back in spring training, or what's your process on that?
I don't think you can come into the season, you know, setting your sights on individual goals. You know, you just try to, if you come out and you try to do what it takes to help the team win every day, I think that the individual stuff will kind of come on its own. So, you know, I'm not going to say that I haven't thought about it, and you know, it's fun to think about every now and then, but that's not the most important thing. You know, it's been so much fun winning ball games, and just the way that we've played since the end of April, the beginning of May. It's been so much fun. I don't think I've had a year of baseball that can compare to this. This has just been so much fun, the way that these guys go about it. I heard a comment from a fan today talking about how he loved watching us because we remind him of a college baseball team, and you know, it's not exact, but it's about as close as you can get. You know, the way that we play with so much energy, and the way that this ball club comes to play every day, it's comparable.
And you played for a real good college program down at Baylor. You guys won some games. Obviously here, as the wins happen late, and you've had the walk-off drama a couple times yourself. Yeah. That's been, to me, that's been the most fun thing of all, watching you guys dogpile at home plate about every other night.
Right, you can't beat that. You can't beat the walk-off, and the way that we've won so many games in comeback fashion. I mean, to be down 5 or 6 runs early in the game and then come back, and I just love the way that this team shows so much fight.
David Murphy joining us here in the top of the 4th. The Yankees leading on a Derek Jeter home run. Murph, I know you're not thinking about October quite yet. You're hoping that there's going to be a long playoff run. But what is the offseason, say November, going to be all about for you?
Well, I'm my second child is due in the middle of October. So the first month of the off season, I usually just relax and you know, spend time with family, and I'm sure a lot of that's going to be devoted to kind of getting into our off season routine, because I have a daughter that just turned 1 this past week, and so having 2 little ones is going to be a challenge, but it's also going to be great being able to spend so much time with the 2 of them and my wife.
Well, you won't have to worry about much sleep.
It's going to be a struggle, but at the same time, I mean, it's worth it in the end, and you know, especially it would be tough if I had to go play a game every single day, but the fact that you know, that it is the off season, you can take that time, and you know, you don't have a whole lot to do. I usually don't start my workout program, like I said, till about a month after the off season's over. So you know, you just try to take full advantage of rest and you know, spend time with family during the off season. I think that's. Go ahead, sorry.
I was going to say, hopefully you'll have a child born during the ALCS. That would be perfect.
That would be.
David, thanks so much. Sorry about the injury, but we really have enjoyed watching the play this year. We'll see you back soon.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thanks, Murph. Yankees won, and the Texas Rangers nothing. Bottom of the 4th coming up. One 0 New York for now. Josh Hamilton, as you probably are aware, is a guy that can tie it up very quickly. Let's also, as quickly, get you back to our Aflac trivia question. The 3 perfectos in New York Yankee history. Yogi Berra received the Don Larson perfect game. Wells and Posada, Cone and Girardi. There's David Cone in the broadcast booth just to our left, and there's Joe Girardi in the dugout over there near third base. Cohn and Girardi won against the Expos, who don't even exist anymore. All they do is the Washington Nationals, I guess. That was 1999 when that came down. Back when Milton Bradley was a Double-A outfielder for the Montreal Expos. When Bradley gets back in the lineup, you will have that Hamilton-Bradley back-to-back 3-4 thing going on again. And boy, that has served the Rangers so well all summer. Kinsler and Young at the top. Hamilton and Bradley right behind him. Hamilton is out. We were talking about this yesterday, Tom, with Milton taking some time off. All of a sudden, even without playing, he's back to being first in a lot of things. A couple of guys that were ahead of him in batting average have fallen down. A-Rod was ahead of him in slugging percentage, and he's not had a great series here, so he's become the second place guy to Milton's first.
I think when you look at the American League leading hitter hitting .320, it shows something that a lot of people I don't think recognize, and that is that the pitching is not as bad as people say it is. You continually hear people say, well, the pitching's just not what it used to be. I don't think anyone argues that the hitters are bigger, stronger, and as a group better than they've ever been. And if that's the case, then it has to stand to reason that the pitching has to be pretty good to hold the league's leading hitter to a .320 average.
That's a very good point, and not a lot of people are making right now. Bird with another base hit. He's 2 for 2.
I've always felt that it's a complete erroneous statement when people say the pitching is lacking. It's not what it used to be. You just watch game after game, and relief pitcher after relief pitcher comes in with a splitter, a good slider, and a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, one right after the other. Now, there's occasionally a starter that you see on any given day that maybe doesn't have the experience that he needs to be a successful big league pitcher, but that was always the case. Even when there were 4-man rotations and in 16 big league teams, there's always a starting pitcher somewhere that you said really didn't belong in the big leagues. And it just doesn't make any sense when people say the pitching's not what it used to be. If every athlete in every sport is getting bigger, stronger, and better, then so are the pitchers. It's just logical.
Well, and what's coming out of all this, because nobody's hitting, say, 380 or even 360 with the rest of the best in the 320 range, I think you're going to have just an outstanding down-to-the-wire batting race this year. Yeah,
I think the leader and the guy that's sixth will be changing places before it's all over. More than once, maybe.
The closest ever American League batting race, I believe, if it wasn't the George Brett Hal McRae one in 1976. In 1970, Alex Johnson by 1,000th of a point over Carl Yastrzemski.
What was that? Was that 320?
That was.
Or was it less? It was 300.
That year?
Yeah. What was?
Well, yeah. There was the year that Yaz won the Triple Crown, where he was in the 2s and not the 3s for a while. Ended up at 301.
Okay, maybe that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Of. What did Alex hit that year? 319, maybe, something like that.
Somewhere in the 3 teens, I want to say.
Alex was a Ranger, and he could hit. He was a line drive hitter, and boy, could he run.
Was he kind of misunderstood? The media didn't really seem to take to Alex.
Alex was the kind of guy that when he put his uniform on, he was a lot different than he was away from the game, away from the field. Off the field, when he walked out of the clubhouse, he was one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. He was a great family guy. He loved kids. Alex was the kind of guy on the field that came to play, didn't like small talk that much, and I think if you just gave Alex his space, then he respected you, you respected him. It's the guys that tried the sarcasm and the baseball humor and the practical jokes that Alex didn't particularly care for. And, once you know that about him and he's your teammate, then you respect that. That's the way he is, and you treat him accordingly. Some of the guys didn't respect that, and they had some problems with Alex. And believe me, he was not a guy you wanted to have a problem with.
No, my money would have been on Alex.
Yeah, against anybody.
Right.
He and Jim Bibby used to wrestle in the back of the plane, and we always used to tell him to calm down. You're going to make the plane get off course.
Ground ball to second base. Boggs moves Bird over to second. I remember reading about the one reporter that had the temerity to go up to Alex and say, "Hey, Alex, last year you only had 4 home runs. This year you've already got 9. What's the difference?" And Alex, looking at his shoes the whole time, said 5.
Yeah, that was probably a mild answer. The guy's lucky that's the answer he got. But to answer your question quickly,
yeah.
Was he misunderstood? Yes. Alex was not a bad guy. I got along great with him and enjoyed him as a teammate.
Well, the Rangers with 5 hits already tonight, but no runs on the board quite yet. This is quite the opposite of about every home game going in Arlington on this homestand. And really throughout the year we've seen 9 8s and 13 12s and 12 11s. Not a lot of 1-0s.
On June 30th, when Messina faced the Rangers and Scott Feldman, it was a 2-1 game. Rangers won that game 2-1.
Once again, Mike Mussina was so much from which to choose. It becomes a chess match at 90 miles an hour with Mike Mussina on the mound. The durability of Mussina, we kind of hit on that as well, Tag. 20 starts or more, 17 years in a row. And for American League guys, only Roger Clemens and sad Sam Jones have ever gone any longer than that. I don't know what Sam was so sad about. He pitched back in the 20s and 30s. Maybe a zoot suit didn't fit. Mike Mussina at 264 career wins, trying to help steer the Yankees back to the postseason. They've been there 13 years in a row. Rangers haven't been there since 1999. Deuce is wild now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Double twos running out there at second base. Marlon Byrd. And Laird down on strikes. Been a tough night for the Rangers against the Moose, Mike Mussina. Yankees still leading 1-0. We go to the 5th inning. The Yankees on top 1-0. Let's go to Jim Knox.
All right, Josh, we thought we'd give Ranger fans an inside look at the robotic camera room. It's right next to the truck on the docks. This is Dwayne. He controls the robotic camera with the joystick. Now, Dave Burchett, of course, our fine director in the truck, will call for it. Go for the shot, Dave. There's the look. Now, back to us real quick. Now, Dwayne, believe it or not, has support through the game. Here they are right here. So, as you see, Dwayne has backups when needed. Great job, Dwayne.
Dwayne, better known as the Cookie Monster. None of us have eaten more cookies over the last 10 years than Dwayne has.
And there's what we can see of Dwayne right now. He agrees with your assessment, cookie-wise. Feldman gets ahead here 0-2. Starting things out with Robinson Cano. Hey, RoboCam, do the Rangers have a shot to come back win this thing? Good answer, good answer. Up too high to Cano. That's the replay there from RoboCam. And there is a base hit into right. That's going to bring up Wilson Bedamit. Oh, we were just talking about Alex Johnson a moment ago. The 1970 batting champion, as previously discussed.
288 career hitter.
That's about as close to a smile as you're going to get in a photo from Alex.
Alex's brother was Ron Johnson, the great Michigan halfback who went on to a nice career in the NFL.
Chop ball, first base. And there's some confusion here. Well, throw it and then touch the base.
Throw it to first.
Then you get a double play. Thank you. 2 down.
Now the third base umpire is saying that it hit him, but until there's a call, you have to keep going.
Everybody except the third base umpire on that field said go for it.
Yeah, no one raised their hands, and until they do, you got to turn the double play.
Bob Davidson, though, the crew chief, was finally on record as saying that was foul ball.
That's okay. All you did is waste a couple of throws. It's a shame not to throw it and have it turn out that it was a fair ball.
Oh, 1 pitch down and outside. Yeah, I got him in the toe. Okay, now run. Take 2. There's 1. The stretch from Davis that could not capture Bedamit. He was running like his pants were on fire that time. Fielder's choice, not a double play. Feldman is, though, getting ground balls. That's good news. Get a little harder hit ground ball here from Jose Molina. And you won't have to worry about Johnny Damon until next inning. Damon has seen 21 pitches tonight in 2 at-bats.
Josh, I want to thank Matthew Martinez for sending up the nice batch of oatmeal cookies. His great-grandfather calls them goatmeal cookies. Not sure why, but thank you very much, Matthew. Also want to thank Johnny Wilson from Terrell for the nice letter that he wrote to us.
Yeah, the goatmeal cookies, I think, were being made on my block today. Yeah. That's South Lake's finest right there, so thank you to the Hale family. Well, Feldman thought about second, then realized no chance at second base.
Yeah, they had the hit and run on, and it forced Molina to swing at that pitch that was about 6 inches inside, and he fought it off, kept it fair, but just tapped it back to the mound because Bedamit was running on the play.
Oh, man, that ate him up.
Almost hit him in the shoulder.
Ate him up like we ate up the goatmeal cookies.
Yes. No play at second, but get the out at first.
We'll see if this at bat turns into another mini series with Johnny Damon. 9-pitch at bat and a 12-pitch at bat for Damon already. Swinging right away, he's going to pop it foul into this big crowd.
We'd also like to send our condolences to the family of Jim Joyce from the Colony.
Yeah.
Jim passed away on July 14th, and he and his family had tickets for tonight's game. Unfortunately, he won't be here, but his family is. And so I hope you enjoy the ball game. I know you'll be thinking about Jim during the game, and we pass along our condolences and best wishes.
Slugged into right field. That's down for a base hit. Marlon Byrd has got it. Marlon Byrd is firing. Laird can't get him. The throw offline. Down to second base goes Damon. It's 2-0 New York.
That was almost another one of those long distance bombs from the outfield to get someone at the plate. Betemit runs pretty well. And when you watch that ball hit, you watch Marlin field it, you say there's no play at the plate. And it turned out there wasn't, and Damon went to second on the play. But the reality is, if somehow Marlin was able to throw this about 5 feet to the left, there might have been a play at the plate. In fact, there probably would have been.
Well, Betemit, remember, barely safe in the first place to reach base on the fielder's choice. They put him in motion during the Molina at bat. That saved a double play. Then he barely scores because of that excellent speed on the base hit from Johnny Damon. For pure star power, it's tough to beat Damon, Jeter, Abreu, A-Rod, Giambi all in a row for these New York Yankees. Of course, they've added Pudge to the mix now, too. There's another one of those cutters that becomes awfully tough for a hitter like Jeter. Any right-handed hitter. Pudge again day-to-day with that bruised knee. David Murphy got the worst of that collision. He's on the DL. Thanks again to David Murphy for joining us last inning. One thing Jeter's had to learn to do is keep his concentration in the hailstorm of flash photography that accompanies every at-bat, both home and road. When he gets ready to swing, there's a lot of Derek Jeter fans that will take that opportunity to try to make a Kodak moment.
That's why they have a backdrop in center field, so fans can't sit out there and snap the camera in your face.
Jeter, who's DHing tonight, but of course normally the Yankee shortstop. Check your forward leaderboard. Hits by shortstop since '03. It's Michael Young, 105 ahead of Derek Jeter. Michael trying to get to another 200 hit season this year. He's had 5 in a row. Three and 2 to Jeter, who's got the home run tonight. He could hit 3 more home runs tonight, Tag, and he will not be the front page headline in the New York papers tomorrow. I think Brett Favre has got that locked up. Are we done with that story yet, now that Favre's a Jet?
Yeah, I think it. Well, I guess it's not over yet. Just a matter of how much attention you want to pay to it.
I'm ready for a very quickly put together TV channel, FTV, Favre Television.
Got a lot of mileage out of it, I guess.
Man.
Probably pull a hamstring on the first play of the season.
The 3-2 pitch. We'll do it again. The Rangers have had their chances to score tonight. They've had runners on in every inning. But Mike Mussina's gotten a couple of double plays turned behind him. He struck out Young and struck out Laird to end the last 2 innings.
You have to think, though, whatever the Packers get in return for Favre from the Jets has to be better than paying Favre $20 million. Like, I mean, to me, unless I'm missing something, they got to be coming out ahead in this.
Jeter, ooh, close, but no. Feldman walks him and now has to deal with Abreu.
Probably a pretty good pitch from our vantage point.
From the tracker's vantage point, tracker said a little bit outside. One-time Yankee pitcher, current Ranger pitching coach Andy Hawkins out to the mound to talk to Feldman. Folks, you're invited to see your favorite Rangers alumni during Alumni Legacy Weekend, August 15th and 16th, presented by Health Markets. Friday, former Ranger players taking the field in a game starting at 5:30. We're hearing there might be some home run derby action there, too.
Yeah.
Josh Hamilton just might make a cameo. I know Clay Council's going to be in town.
Clay Council's going to have a uniform on. That could be real fun to revisit.
Little BP right there. Will Nolan be buzzing people? Will Jim Sundberg be catching? We'll determine that Friday, August 15th.
Some of the alumni probably like to get a couple of swings off Clay Council. Look like he throws some of the best batting practice you've ever seen.
Do the alumni want to settle in, though, against Nolan Ryan?
No. Nope. All Nolan needs is a challenge. He'll be throwing 85 miles an hour in about 5 pitches.
Abreu, a rip and a miss. We were talking to Ken Singleton, one of the Yankee announcers before the game. Of course, played for many years, mostly as a Baltimore Oriole in the AL. Singy's got 40 career at-bats against Nolan. He says very proudly he was actually a .300 hitter against Nolan, but struck out 16 times in 40 at-bats.
Well, that's probably pretty good compared to what some guys did against Nolan, compared to what Bo Jackson did.
Yeah. Frank Thomas faced Nolan 12 times, struck out 11. Now, Singleton says that's a badge of honor. You strike out against Nolan Ryan. You tell your kids, I struck out against Nolan Ryan.
So did everybody else.
2 on, 2 out. 1 run in here in the top of the 5th. The pitch count for Feldman in the low 80s right now. Again, the Rangers head off to Baltimore when the game is done. This is going to be a wee small hours touchdown. The Rangers lose an hour heading east. About a 3-hour plane flight. 6:05 game tomorrow night, North Texas time. Two balls, 2 strikes. With 2 on, 2 out, 2-0 New York.
Some kind of movement on that sinker. Looked like a strike. Ended up low.
The Hawaiian-born San Francisco raised Scott Feldman. And again, a long look in, getting together here with Laird. Down the left field line, it's foul. Josh Roop getting ready in the Ranger bullpen, as indeed that pitch count gets mid-80s on Feldman. Abreu with a 10-game hitting streak. Tough out. Alex Rodriguez on deck. Well, it's been an interesting summer for A-Rod. I don't think he's had an uninteresting summer in a while. Always something. Again, his 3 years as a Ranger, an average of 50 home runs a year. Feldman again with a 2-2 inside. Now the runners will get moving. That's one thing these Yankees do and have done for years. They'll go deep into the count make you work. Laird's going to go to the mound. This has been one of the longer at-bats of the night. Boston, by the way, has got the night off tonight. The Rangers entered action tonight 6 games behind Boston. Well, the Red Sox went to Kansas City and took care of business. A couple of wins last couple of nights. There they go. Here it comes. A fly ball, left field, shallow, and Bonds has got it. Feldman off the mound and out of the inning. 2-0 New York. Texas Ranger Baseball brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Also by Aflac. And by Pennzoil. That was the Jamie Moyer version of the mid-billboards. We didn't exactly bring the heat right there. Mike Mussina's been mixing and matching tonight. Fastballs around 90, 91. Off-speed pitches, upper 70s. And that one, a curveball in the mid-70s to Chris Davis. He'll be followed by Vasquez and Kinsler as we get to the bottom of the 5th. 2-0 Yankees tonight as the Rangers try to take this series 3-1. A rally will be necessary. Looks like some relief pitching will be necessary tonight too, Tag. Feldman up around 90 pitches tonight to get through 5 innings. And boy, the Rangers got quality work from Warner Madrigal last night. 3 2/3 innings of shutout baseball from Mad Dog.
He's been throwing the ball well since he's been up here with the Rangers. I think he really opened up, not that he needed to, not that they didn't already know, but the way he threw the ball last night has to give Ron Washington confidence to use him pretty much any time he wants in the game. He came in and threw 3 quality pitches, including a fastball that never dropped below 95, all for strikes. Terrific outing. There's been a lot of injuries and a lot of opportunities, but it's allowed a guy like Warner to get to the big leagues maybe a little earlier than was scheduled and show what he can do.
Davis reaching out, pokes it over to second base. Not a lot of baseballs off the sweet spot of the bat from the Rangers tonight, and that's a credit to Mike Mussina.
Yeah, the first time through the lineup, the Rangers hit the ball pretty well, but as has been the case with Mussina this year, he gets better as the game goes on. First time through the lineup, opponents hit pretty well against him, but each successive time through the lineup, it gets a little bit tougher for him. And one thing Mussina continues to do well, but has done his whole career, it's not anything new, is throw a variety of pitches, all for strikes at any time of the count. It's very tough for a hitter to look for a certain pitch in a certain location and have any reasonable chance of guessing right. Pretty much have to look for the ball and try to adjust to it. And he keeps it away from the good part of the bat. You're right. Here's what it does. First time through the lineup over 300. Third time through the lineup. Second time through the lineup, not quite as good.
Now Vasquez finds himself down 0-2. It's a guy that's been about a .430 hitter over the last 2 weeks for these Texas Rangers. Hank Blaylock should be ready to come off the DL in about 5 days. They're hoping that in that Boston series they'll be ready to go, and again we'll be right back to square one with a nice but interesting problem for the Rangers to have. They'll have 2 quality third basemen, both of them left-handed hitters. Blaylock and Vasquez. Ron Washington's got to pick one. And Vasquez on 0-2 will get himself another base hit. He's 2 for 2 tonight.
Yeah, he was behind in the count the first time up and hit an off-speed pitch into center field for a hit. That time he fought off a fastball and hit it to left field. There's a Ramon fan.
Not more cowbell, more Vasquez is what they're looking for. Ian Kinsler looking to rediscover that power stroke. He's been holding at 14 home runs for a little while now.
He gave one a pretty good ride in the 3rd inning, right to the base of the wall in right field that Abreu caught.
Not that there are tons of second basemen in the big leagues with as many as 14 home runs, more than there used to be, of course, with guys like Ugla and Utley. But Kinsler, for what it's worth, he had that 14th home run back on July the 5th. Now here on August 7th, still looking for number 15. On the ground, smothered at third base. Great job by Alex Rodriguez robbing Ian Kinsler.
That's the 3rd time that Ian's hit the ball well today. He hit a ball right at Alex the first time up. Then he hit the long fly ball the second time up, and that looked like it had a chance to be in the hole, but Alex plays way off the line. He's almost over toward shortstop. So he'll take a base hit away from you right there, but he may give Ian a double the next time up if he's playing there. He was in position to make a nice play there. Yankees had a real good third baseman for a long time, a while back, Greg Nettles, and Nettles used to play in a similar way off the line. Feeling is that you'll take away a lot more base hits than you will give up doubles down the line.
Greg Nettles once wrote a very interesting book as well. You ever read his autobiography?
I never read it, no.
Wasn't quite Jim Bouton, but it wasn't far off. Very telltale. Of course, if A-Rod ever writes a book, that might sell a little bit too. Mike Mussina's got to deal with Frank Catalanato, who, again, over the years, it's been all Catalanato in this matchup. On base twice more tonight. On the ground slowly, Cano can't get it. Kinsler jets over to third, and up comes Michael Young.
Well, Cano was playing way over in the hole, shading Catalanato to pull. And that ball was not straightaway second base, but Cano had to go a long way, and with his quickness and range, he didn't even touch that ball. That's how you can see where he is, way over there, playing him to pull. Ball's hit right at the umpire, and Cano can't get to it. So another opportunity for Michael, who came up with men on first and second in the 3rd inning in a couple outs. Now it's first and third in a couple outs.
Michael Young has already delivered in this series. He's hit a couple of home runs. One of them was a 3-run shot in the 5th inning. That was back on Monday. Mussina gets ahead of him 0-2. from Michael on Monday. Gave the Rangers a lead. They were 2 runs down at the time. Looking for some deja vu with 2 strikes on him.
Best chance the Rangers had to score was the second inning, 1st and 3rd and 1 out. With Gerald at the plate, he had a hard ground ball, but right at Jeter, who turned a double play. The Rangers have had a couple of men on. This is the 3rd time they've had a couple of men on. They've had a base runner at least one base runner every inning.
Trying to hold up, he couldn't do it. And once again, Mussina ends an inning with either a double play or a strikeout. It's been that way every inning so far tonight. The dog days of summer will be here literally at Rangers Ballpark Sunday, August 17th. It'll be Dog Day, presented by Petco and Natural Balance. Go to TexasRangers.com. Find out how you can bring your dog with you to the game when the Rangers play Tampa Bay. Advanced registration is required. And probably some implements to clean up after your dog, I would have to think. A-Rod's leading off here in the 6th. The Yankees lead the Rangers tonight 2-0. Alex Rodriguez made a dazzling stop on a hot shot hit by Ian Kinsler in the bottom of that 5th inning. The Rangers once again tagged, threatened, but didn't score against Mike Mussina.
He's made a lot of good pitches in this game. Most of his best pitches have been when he had to make with men on base.
Alex Rodriguez kept in check at the plate. And you hope that trend continues. He's due to bust out at some point, but wait and do that in Anaheim. The Yankees go to the West Coast when this game is over. Here is Jason Giambi.
Well, Scott's made a lot of good pitches tonight, too. He's had a real good sinker. He's only gotten a couple of them up, one to Jeter in particular for a home run. But he's kept the ball down, only given up 5 hits and a couple of runs.
That ball walloped into right field, but it goes right at Marlon Byrd. 2 quick outs here in the top of the 6th inning. That will bring up the Salinas, California native Xavier Nady. Did you know that Salinas, California tag is the lettuce capital of the United States?
I did not know that.
80% of the U.S. supply of lettuce is grown near Salinas.
Wait a minute, I did know that. You know how I know that?
How do you know that?
We drove right through Salinas on the way to golf the last time we were there. As a matter of fact, I was with Kurt Dykert, Victor Rojas. We saw the sign that said the lettuce capital of the world.
America's salad bowl, 80% of the lettuce. The other 20% of the lettuce, we believe, is on top of Ian Kinsler's head.
In fact, we were kind of in a hurry. We didn't really have time to stop, but we did stop and looked at a lettuce field.
Well, I wouldn't just make something like that up.
No. I really wasn't paying attention. Then it dawned on me. I mean, normally when you say, did you know it was the lettuce capital of the world?
You'd be like, yeah,
no.
whatever.
So
yeah.
I gave my normal answer, but then it dawned on me, I did know that.
Wait a minute, I saw a sign that said that.
Yeah. All right, look at the scoreboard and tell me who Nady's picture looks like.
Oh, boy. He does
it
look
hit you as anybody?
Yeah, but I can't. I don't have it yet. He does look like.
It looks like a version of Kurt Gibson to me.
Okay, that was not going to be my guess, but sure.
Yes. Maybe it's just me.
He looks like Xavier Nady.
Looks like he just struck out to me.
I'm with you. Back to the lettuce capital of the world goes Xavier Nady. Yankees 2, Rangers nothing. Time for the Sonic Slam inning, brought to you by Sonic. The jackpot worth $100 plus tickets to a Ranger game and dinner for 2 at Sonic. Good luck to Daniel Dixon from Denton. If a Ranger hits a grand slam during this inning, Daniel Dixon from Denton wins $25,000. The Sonic people kind enough to bring us some. I got to imagine this is what, the fried ice cream blast that we're sampling right now.
How is it?
It's very tasty. It's very tasty. Dangerously tasty.
Want me to do a half an inning of play-by-play while you down the rest of it?
No, I don't want to miss it.
On second thought, maybe we'll just let the pictures talk for themselves.
How's that?
Sonic item of the month.
Fried ice cream blast. And here it goes.
Thank you, Sonic.
I don't want to miss the Josh Hamilton blast, though.
That's good.
That I do think is coming right here. I'm putting in the call tag. We gotta get Daniel Dixon of Denton paid here.
Well, I was all about to eat mine, and I felt eyes looking over my shoulder.
Yeah.
And I looked to the right, and Jared Sandler was just staring at me. So I decided he was either going to, like, bite my shoulder or I would give it to him, and Jared ended up with it. Jared is our intern.
Best in-booth intern ever.
Last night here, too. Jared, thank you for everything. You've done a great job for
Happy
us.
trails, man. Renee is in the shot now, and she doesn't know what to do. Hamilton takes, and he never did get a chance to swing the bat against Mussina.
Well, last 2 times up to end an inning and start an inning, Mussina has gotten Michael and Josh. He struck out 5, and that's 4 of them. That was in the vicinity of the outside corner. Actually, it's not a strike. A couple inches outside, but fairly close.
In a frustrating night, Mike Mussina can do that to a team, though, huh?
Well, if we went back and plotted all of Mussina's 82 pitches, you wouldn't see probably more than 4 or 5 of them right in the heart of that strike zone. You'd see everything around the strike zone, though, because that's what he does.
A 2-for-2 night for Marlon Byrd. It's a big homestand that Marlon's having. That's a foul. Jose Molina springing out. You know, it seems like Molina, ever since he's taken over, and he's been technically the personal catcher here for Mike Mussina. I don't know if it's coincidence or not, Tag, but Mussina's numbers have gotten very good working with Jose Molina.
Well, this is in his last 7 starts. In 3 of them, he hasn't given up a run. In 3 of them, he's given up 1 run. He's only had 1 bad start in his last 7.
Mussina and Molina.
You know, we've said if a pitcher comes into our ballpark and pitches a good game against the Rangers, he's had good stuff and pitched a good game. Last night, Sidney Ponson did an excellent job for the Yankees, and tonight, Mussina's done the same thing. To give you an idea of some numbers to support that, we were talking about Jared Sandler, our intern. He put together something that's very interesting. If you take all the pitchers in the American League who have won at least 10 games, the Rangers are 11-11 against those pitchers, and the ERA is 5.70. So take the best pitchers in the league who have won more than 10 games. The Rangers have caused them to have an ERA of 5.70.
Another base hit against another high-quality pitcher. That's Byrd taking it down into the right field corner. He's in there with a double, a 2-strike double. Well, it's a great point. I mean, the Rangers, whether it's CC Sabathia or Cliff Lee or Justin Verlander, name the ace, the Rangers have pretty much been able to go get him this year.
And I guess the point is, a team that can hit like that, who loves to hit in their own ballpark, if you come in here and pitch a good game, you really have to give credit to that pitcher. Last night it was Ponson, and tonight it's Mussina. They've done a great job. And what Marlon just did there, what Catalinato has done, you really have to try to hit him the other way, because you're going to get a lot of pitches away. Occasionally he'll come in. Most of the time he likes to keep the ball away, and a lot of off-speed pitches. If you're trying to pull the ball, you're going to be way out in front of those off-speed pitches.
And you know he's going to be around the plate. He's walked 4 batters now total in his last 39 innings.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But Marlon waited on that pitch and went the other way with it.
The Rangers have at least 1 hit in every inning. They've got 8 hits for the night. This is a weird night for the Rangers. They're probably the last team you'd think would have a line like no runs, 8 hits. Been a lot of nights they have things like 6 runs on 4 hits. back to the mound. And Bird is frozen. Trying to race back. Trying to stay hot long enough, and now Boggs into second base, and that does not go well. Another inning-ending double play. That one highly unconventional. But now all 6 innings, either a strikeout or a double play, has ended a threat. It stays 2-0. Texas Ranger Baseball brought to you by Southwest Airlines and by Whataburger. I got a big crowd here waiting to make some noise in support of the Rangers tonight. And despite 8 hits off Mike Mussina, this big crowd, at least Ranger-wise, has had precious little to shout about. The Yankees lead 2-0, and the Rangers ran themselves out of an inning moments ago.
Well, if you're the man on second, you have to make sure the ball's hit to the right side or that it goes through. Marlin took that step toward third, and Mussina trapped him off. And Brandon was trying to sneak into second base so that they didn't lose anything and still had a man in scoring position, but he didn't quite get there.
Robinson Cano belts the first pitch of the 7th inning into center field. Yankees try to build on a 2-0 lead. We go to Jim Knox.
All right, Josh and Tom, it's the battle of the Ian Kinsler fans out here tonight. You guys are from, where are you guys from?
Gainesville.
All right, you guys are from Dallas. And what makes you the better fan? Ian Kinsler fan.
We're the only guys that come out here paying our bodies head to toe, and we know it's hard to compete with them, but we come out here and try our best to support our favorite team, the Texas Rangers. And we love Ian Kinsler.
What about you girls?
We're girls. We paint our stomachs. We're harder than them and learn.
Ian! Seems like a tie out here. I keep it going. I think they're going for 3 more innings here. A couple more innings.
I think there should be an Ian Kinsler fan club mixer.
We'll call it a tie and appreciate both groups.
Runner goes. Great jump.
Big jump.
Yeah, but a foul ball might have saved it right there.
Yeah, that would have been a stolen base if he didn't swing. And Cano knows it too. He had a huge lead. Must have been a hit and run. Either that or Betterman just swung at a bad pitch.
The Yankees got a first inning home run from Derek Jeter, his 7th of the year. Then got a big 2-out RBI hit from Johnny Damon in the 5th. Marlon Byrd had an outside shot to throw out the incoming runner, Wilson Betemit. Jamie Wright getting ready in the Ranger pen now. Betemit takes outside. Betemit, a former Brave, former Dodger. Usually a third baseman, but in his brief career, he's now been stuck behind Nomar Garciaparra, Chipper Jones, and A-Rod. Betemit, a guy who in the minors used to take the field doing that Ozzie Smith style backflip at times, Tag.
Did he?
Yeah, never could see.
No, big guy too.
I couldn't see George or Hank Steinbrenner being a huge fan of the guy taking the field with a backflip.
Backflip works better if you're kind of like a Hall of Fame player.
Yes, Ozzie could get away with it.
That gives Betemit some credit, though. Good guy to be that acrobatic.
Betemit just kind of dumps this one into left center field. Boy, that's too bad. 2 strikes. Didn't get a lot of it. But now from the 7 and 8 part of the order, the Yankees have 2 on, nobody out. Jose Molina coming up.
A bunt situation right here.
If ever there was one, right?
Two-run game, close game, 9th place hitter. Damon, Jeter, and Abreu coming up next.
And Molina, like his, well, certainly like his brother Benji, not exactly a speed demon. A reminder, our Toyota truck game break comes up in just a bit. Well, the Rangers averaging 6.5 runs per game this year at home. No runs on 8 hits so far tonight. And trying to keep the game close enough. It's 2-0 for now. Charging in at first and third. There's Davis. He's got it. Runners scrambling back, though. Nice job by Chris Davis, a converted third baseman, coming down from first.
If that ball bounced, they probably could have turned a double play.
Yeah, not a good bunt.
Bunted it so hard, if it actually was on the ground, Chris could have thrown to second and back to first. Had a great chance for a double play. As it was, very nice play to catch it in the air.
The last thing you want to do is fire that thing into center field after you catch it. So Davis, I think, wisely hung on to it. Pitch count right now in the triple digits for Feldman. You got Johnny Damon coming up, and Johnny Damon, remember, had a 9-pitch at bat in the first inning, a 12-pitch at bat in the third inning, then an RBI single in the 5th. That at bat lasted only 2 pitches. Damon, not an easy guy to double up as well as he runs. And he gets that head start because he's a left-hand batter. Johnny Damon, of course, became a cult hero to the nth degree in Boston. Now the Hatfields have gone out and signed themselves a McCoy. The Yankees pirating Damon away. Very much of Johnny Damon's own choosing to come to New York. There's the ground ball. Can they turn 2? You bet they can. Feldman, with help from Michael Young, is out of the inning. It stays 2-0 Yankees as we send it to our studio for the Toyota truck game break. Well, the Yankees got that Derek Jeter home run in the first inning, added a run in the 5th. It is a 2-0 game, bottom 7. Scott Feldman, 13 ground ball outs, double plays being turned behind him. Well, the Rangers, meantime, they've hit into double plays, had some untimely strikeouts with runners on. You get the sense that they are coiled and ready. But they just haven't struck quite yet against Mike Mussina.
Well, I think Scott's pitched a lot of good games this year. I think this is one of his best. I think this consistently for 7 innings was the best sinker that he's had all year. Didn't have his best curveball today. There's been games where he's had a better curveball, but he threw a lot of quality sinkers tonight. I think when you consider the team he's pitching against and the way he pitched, maybe one of his top 2 or 3 performances of the whole year, if not the best.
The misfortune of being matched up against Mike Mussina, who's pitching a wonderful game tonight. Laird, who's flied out, and now Chris Davis to the plate.
I think the other side of the curveball is he didn't need it as much tonight because of how well his sinker was moving and the way he was able to keep it down and get ground balls. Go with what's working. And Mussina doesn't give up many home runs, but I'm going to make the call right here. We got to get back in this game. I want to see if I can do my part.
One strike pitch to Davis. Ooh, big rip. Defensively, we've got some Chris Davis highlighted for you. The Coors Light Freeze Cam. Brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. The bunt from Jose Molina. Spoiled by Davis. Now back live. A wave and a miss by Davis is Mike Mussina. Oh, maybe just might have his first inning without a base runner allowed.
Well, Mussina's pitching a pretty nice ball game. He's given up 8 hits, but he's gotten the Rangers to swing at pitches just a little bit out of. That's not a terrible pitch, but it's a tough pitch to hit.
.526th career Major League start for Mike Mussina. So obviously the been there, done that thing is in play. Battle-tested, playoff-tested guy. He's had some of the better playoff games from any American League pitcher over the last maybe 15 years or so. Back when he was a Baltimore Oriole. October of '98, started 2 games of a postseason series. He struck out 25 batters. Didn't win either one of those games, by the way, but he struck out 25 hot-hitting Cleveland Indians. Only Sandy Koufax came close to that. Had 23 strikeouts his 2 starts of the, I think it was the '63 World Series. Vasquez, who had a 2-strike base hit last inning, or excuse me, 2 innings ago. See if he can do it right here. 2-2, 2 out. Vasquez, 2 strikes, caught. It was headed for left. Benamit went and got it. We go to the 8th. Yankees by 2. Time for the fruit of the loom feel for the game. Mike Mussina definitely has a feel for the game, and well, he's had that really since coming out of Stanford as a #1 pick of the Orioles.
He just mixes up his pitches so well. His fastball, it's not like his fastball's dropped down to 84, 85 miles an hour. He can still get it up there at 90 miles an hour. And when you combine that with all the other assortment of pitches that he has, some of those fastballs that are swung at look like they're 95 miles an hour. Just a terrific outing for him. He was in trouble a few times. The Rangers had 8 hits, hit some balls hard, had a couple of men on 2 or 3 different times, but when he had to get outs, he got them.
Jamie Wright takes over on the mound for the Rangers now. Scott Feldman, well, he went toe-to-toe with one of the greats of the game tonight, but he allowed 2 runs, whereas Mussina's allowed none. 99 pitches from Mussina, and I think you can suggest, Tag, that the Rangers, you know, maybe their best chance tonight might be coming up. You got Kinsler, Catalanato, Young setting up Josh Hamilton, and that's the inning before you're going to see Mariano Rivera. Whether we see Mike Mussina or somebody else in the 8th, not sure about that quite yet, but one thing you do know, you don't want Rivera pitching with a lead. He has not blown a save yet this season. 1-2 to Jeter. Ground ball slowly hit. It'll be a tough play for Vasquez. Bare hand firing too late, despite the stretch from Davis.
A beautiful play by Ramon. Bare-handed the ball, something on it, accurate. Just had too far to come to get it, and Jeter still runs too well.
Lincoln Mercury shows you the pitch tracker. Show you Ramon Vasquez, that bare hand pickup, but yep, Jeter still runs well. Bobby Abreu's got a 10-game hitting streak, and he comes up next. Strike one. And there is action in the Yankee bullpen, by the way. Brian Bruni. Abreu has been a guy that has done very well against Jamie Wright in the past. Close to a .400 career hitter against Jamie. 3 home runs, 3 doubles in 27 at-bats. That one dips outside to Abreu, a guy that, obviously on a team with A-Rod and now Pudge, Jeter. This is not the guy that's going to lead the team in the headlines, but what a solid player is Bobby Abreu. Looking for a 10th straight season of 15 homers, 75 runs batted in, 20 steals. Only player who's ever done something like that is Barry Bonds. Runner goes, wave and a miss, the throw down, not in time. Boy, Jeter getting kind of half a night off tonight as a DH instead of the shortstop. He is having quite a night. Home run number 7 and stolen base number 7 tonight. Line to foul into the crowd. Crowd of 44,603 on a Thursday night tonight.
Yep, the crowds for the Yankee series just kept getting bigger and bigger.
The buzz getting louder and louder around the Metroplex. A lot of late inning Ranger magic on this homestand. They're going to need some of that tonight. Your next chance to come see the Rangers live and in person, by the way, August the 15th, next Friday night, with first place Tampa Bay in town. 3-game series with the Rays, and the Tigers come in, then the Indians. Big swing. All that is a dribbler back to right. Close play. They got him.
Jamie didn't have time to look. He took a look to see where Jeter was and just barely got Abreu.
And now Alex Rodriguez to the plate with a runner at third, 1 out. He did not have the time to take his time right there. A-Rod steps in with the infield in. Trying to keep this thing 2-0. The Rangers have bottled up A-Rod this whole series. He doesn't need a hit, though, here necessarily. Fly ball of any depth would make it 3-0. But Jamie Wright, when he is right, is all about getting the ground ball. Softly in there, 1 ball, 1 strike. Giambi on deck.
That one kind of made A-Rod back away from it a little bit. Fooled him with the breaking ball.
Boy, that thing went right at him. Ground out or a strikeout is what Jamie Wright is hunting for right here, or a pop out. You just don't want that deep fly ball. Remember this year earlier, Hamilton was 13 for 13 at one point in this situation. A-Rod 13 out of 34. Down he goes.
That's pretty good pitching, and not a good at bat for Alex right there. Close game, man on third. Came up a little short on the breaking ball, got him to wave at it way out of the strike zone.
They have the ability to walk Giambi now if they'd like, and looks like they're going to do that. You've got Nady on deck, the right-hander. Of course, Nady's swinging a hot bat, but so's Giambi, and Giambi's left-handed. So a couple of former National Leaguers here, Nady and Wright, will square off. Nady just 1 for 7 lifetime against Jamie, though the one hit was a home run.
Melky Cabrera looks like he's going to run over there for Giambi at first base.
So Giambi, yep, leaves the game. The Yankees will need a new first baseman going forward. Oh, the X-Man, as he is called, Xavier Nady, has had some big 8th innings in this series. Balls that have just escaped Marlon Byrd in the 8th inning twice. Once for a home run, once for a double. Marlon pretty much regular depth right here in right.
Good curveballs right there from Jamie.
No doubt.
Alex saw a couple, and so did Nady. Good curveball.
On that Lincoln Mercury tracker. First and third, 2 out. Tapper to third. Nicely done by Jamie Wright. He went right through the belly of the beast right there. Had to face Jeter, Abreu, A-Rod, etc. He keeps it 2-0. Here comes Kinsler.
It would have to be Seinfeld. I watch the reruns all the time. I really love Seinfeld. I've got all the episodes on my iPod too, so even on the plane when we're traveling I watch them. But the one that's on now currently that I like is The Office.
Oh, you're my boy, Cat. Brought to you by Dodge, your Texas truck stop. Catalanato and Kinsler will get things going for the Rangers here, and there's a new defensive alignment to tell you about as we go on to the bottom of the 8th inning. Johnny Damon moves to left. Melky Cabrera stays in the game and plays center field. Richie Sexton has to come into the ball game now for Giambi at first. And the new pitcher is Brian Bruni. And all due respect to Brian Bruni, the fact that he's not Mike Mussina and not Mariano Rivera quite yet, psychologically, that's not bad.
That was an excellent game for Mussina. Only 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. 2 of the strikeouts were Michael Young to end the 3rd and end the 5th with a couple of men on base. Those were 2 big at bats, and Mussina really rose to the occasion to get Michael in that situation.
Kinsler has hit the ball hard a couple times tonight, but has nothing to show for it yet. The Rangers have 8 hits tonight and have nothing to show for that. Towards short, Betemit. Boy, he's had a strong game tonight too. Jeter, the night off, technically is the DH, and he's been terrific at the plate. Betemit been very good in the field. Other chances for the Rangers tonight. That double play to end a threat in the 2nd inning. Hard hit ball by Kinsler. That could have gotten something going, but did not. Then this play was a killer. Brian Bruni got his man, apparently. He was out there to get Kinsler, and now with Damaso Marte ready in the bullpen, they're going to get Marte in. Now remember, he's the guy that walked the bases loaded, gave up the grand slam to Bird on Monday. Here he comes. 2-0 our score. The Lincoln Mercury Betterview pitching matchup. The Rangers will be in Baltimore tomorrow, and you can check out the game on FSN. It's a 6 o'clock North Texas time start. Luis Mendoza against Jeremy Guthrie is your pitching matchup tomorrow, first of a 3-game series. Rangers trying to get it done here in the last of a 4-game series with these New York Yankees, a former Pirate, former White Sox. Damaso Marte comes into the ball game now. He's going to face Frank Catalanato.
In this particular situation, Ron is going to let Cat hit against the left-hand pitcher. I guess he figures Cat's got a pretty good game going. He's walked and has a couple of hits. Even though it's lefty versus lefty, feeling right here is Cat swinging a good bat tonight. Let him stay in there and swing the bat.
Mike Mussina went the first 7 innings tonight and was strong as usual in this ballpark, trying to get to his 15th win of this 08 season. Now remember, the Rangers were very patient with Marte Monday night. Worked him over, loaded the bases on walks, and that set it up for Marlon Byrd, the walk-off winning grand slam. Cat was trying to hold up, couldn't. It's 1-2. Two down. Since that Marlon Byrd double in the 6th inning, the Rangers don't have a base runner. We'll see if Michael Young can find a way on and get Josh Hamilton up there. Michael Young hits it in the air right field, goes to the track, and that's where it dies. Hamilton left on deck. We are at the end of 8, and the Yankees continue to lead 2-0. Progressive showing you the upcoming Rangers schedule. A lot of games on FSN Southwest on this upcoming road trip. 3 in Baltimore. That's beginning tomorrow night, as we've been talking about. Then that huge series staring at the Rangers at Fenway. Rangers come back home to play Tampa Bay next Friday. Ball 1 to Robinson Cano. This big crowd of 44,603 tonight. Well, those that had settled into their seats in the first inning saw a Derek Jeter home run. Only one other run tonight, a Johnny Damon RBI single in the 5th. And the Rangers, again, known for being the highest scoring team in baseball, and a team averaging closer to 7 runs a game at home this year than 6. Tonight they've got nothing through 8 innings, and they're going to have to go at Mr. Mariano Rivera in the 9th. Top of the 9th right now, and Jamie Wright. There's Cano down the left field line into the corner. Foul. That's the guy you just don't want to have to face, although the Rangers do have a win against Rivera this year. It came on in a tie game, and the Rangers promptly untied it. But in save situations this year, he's been letter perfect, as usual. Sorry, she's made a couple of really nice plays tonight. Cano heading over towards Joe Girardi. What do we have, a batting glove issue? She wants to make every play, Tag.
She's been watching the players too much.
The Rangers have played a very good defensive game tonight. Hasn't always been that way, of course, this year. The Rangers lead the league in errors, but they've been airtight tonight. Another foul by Cano. Finally, there's somebody in the AL tag with 30 home runs. It is Carlos Quentin. He's got that done tonight, though the White Sox are trailing the Tigers 5-3 in Chicago in the 8th. It's another team in the wild card mix, Chicago.
Home runs have slowed down a little bit. Think back to about 6 weeks ago in the National League, the rate that Howard and Utley were hitting home runs, and now Howard's only got 32. Utley only has 28.
Numbers like 43 or 44 could lead both leagues this year.
That probably will. For a while, it looked like they were going to be upper 40s.
2-2 to Cano outside. Miguel Cabrera's hit number 21 in that game for Detroit. Curtis Granderson number 14. Tampa Bay and Seattle scoreless in the 3rd. The Rays have had a tough time winning on the road, as you may know, this year. Not so much at home. Boy, tough to put away Cano. Toronto beat Oakland 6-4. The A's have completely wiped out. That's 10 straight losses for the Oakland A's.
Wow. 4 runs. That's a big night for them offensively.
Yeah. Again, the 3-2 to left field again. That takes off down the line and deep, off the wall, and waving at it as Boggs gets by him. That was going to be a double anyway for Robinson Cano. What an at-bat he put on Jamie Wright.
That ball carried pretty well. He sliced that ball to left field all the way to the wall and off the wall. Cano had a terrible first half, but he's hot now. 3 more hits for him tonight.
Already a tough hill to climb, because you know you're going to get Rivera in the bottom of the 9th, and you need 2 runs now to tie. You don't want to give Rivera an extra run to work with. Listen to the Ranger fans and Yankee fans competing for attention here. Jamie Wright's got it. Let's see if the Rangers can do to the Yankees what the Yankees did to them. Tag there, got him. Throw to first is not in time. Well, they got that lead man. That's the important part.
Jamie, as we said almost every time he pitches, he fields his position very well. They made a good play right there. Ramon threw the first one a little bit too quick, but the next throw was perfect. Ramon came toward the runner. They delivered the ball, and he was tagged. So when Ramon gets this ball right here, he throws it a little too quick, actually. Now Michael runs him down. Ramon comes toward the runner, and 1 throw, 1 tag, just the way you want to see it. And the best part is, what you want to see, the runner stays at first base, can't take the next base.
Now a double play candidate up there, Jose Molina. Double play is going to happen.
What?
That's got to be 2, right?
No, because
foul ball.
No, he threw to first base first. Now it's not a force out. I don't know if the runner at first base knew what he was doing, but that's a pretty smart play. That was a simple double play if he threw it to second base. But they threw it to first base,
right, yeah.
and Molina was out, in which case it's no force out, and the guy just went back to first. I think he thought that was a pop-up. Either that or he is one shrewd runner. I've never seen a runner pull that. I guess as he thought it was a pop-up, and if you asked him what happened right now, he'd tell you he doesn't have the slightest idea.
He's going to look like a genius, but I have no idea if he did that on purpose or not.
I can't imagine he did that on purpose. I think he thought it was a pop-up. Went back to first base so he didn't get doubled off first. If you tagged him first,
right,
and then touch the runner, that's fine. Because you can, on a ground ball, you just can't stand on first base. You could tag him.
Well, for a minute, they might have been calling foul ball, leading to the confusion, but no, that was definitely just a Baltimore chop. I think the base runner just read the fact that it popped that high up, didn't see the chop part. So Jamie Wright's got a little bit of extra work to do here. Johnny Damon is batting.
That's a case where a runner had absolutely no idea what happened and ended up making a shrewd play. It was a certain double play that turned into 1 out.
Well, the outs accumulated in this inning. One guy going forward when he shouldn't have, and one guy going backwards when he shouldn't have.
The guy who went backwards ended up okay.
Well, it's been a strange series, so why not something like that? You know what would be really strange is Rivera giving up 3 runs in the 9th.
I don't imagine he's done it very often, but I bet he has done it before.
Well, there's a sign hanging here. It says, in this park, it ain't over till it's over. That has been borne out to be true all summer long. The Rangers will try to put a little Yogi Berra on, of all teams, the Yankees. In the bottom of the 9th, and they're going to have Josh Hamilton up to lead off that inning. What's at stake? The Jack-in-the-Box wild card standings. The Rangers right now 6 behind Boston. 6 games left head-to-head with Boston. The Rangers have not been shut out at home in almost exactly a year. It was August 11th of last year. Edwin Jackson of Tampa Bay. Fouled up into this big crowd. Again, this crowd been in the starters blocks all night, ready to celebrate a Ranger run or two. But Mike Mussina dampening all that. 7 innings of shutout baseball. Then the bullpen got it done in the 8th. Ground ball, base hit left field for Johnny Damon. When you hope that strange play involving Betemit doesn't come back to bite the Rangers. You got to face Derek Jeter one more time.
Long relief outing for Jamie. 2 innings, not that long, but this will be his 40th pitch. Long inning for him, but could be a good rest for the rest of the bullpen anyway. 2nd night off in a row for Eddie Guardado.
2nd time that Josh Roop has been up tonight. Jeter homered in the first. Has also walked, singled, and stolen a base tonight. Last chance for Ranger fans maybe to see Jeter at the plate this year. It was 12 summers ago that Derek Jeter came up, and when Joe Torre brought him up, he told the media, all I want this kid to do up here is hit 250. He's done a little bit better than that. Ground ball. Kinsler was moving the wrong way on it. He was going to cover second base. The throw goes towards third. Everybody moves up. Run scores. Throw down. They got Jeter. But after that third run has scored. Jeter limping off the bag. A lot going on that play. The ball found its way in a right. An extra run comes in. Rivera getting ready for Josh Hamilton. If you're looking for great seats to upcoming Ranger games, maybe you already have tickets, can't make a future game, go to TexasRangers.com, choose StubHub from the tickets menu. They'll walk you through what to do. Big crowd of 44,600 plus here tonight. And if they can rally right here, they'll have done something pretty enormous. Mariano Rivera is 27 out of 27 in save opportunities. One of the many numbers, or I guess sets of numbers tagged, that just boggle the mind. 5 walks, 60 strikeouts.
Yeah, that's Dennis Eckersley territory right there. Walks, strikeouts, ERA, opponent's batting average. I don't know if anybody's ever done what he's done so far. Anything that approaches those same supporting numbers for 27 out of 27. I don't think anyone's gone through a season with more than 20 saves perfect, though. I may be wrong on that. But he's on his way to having maybe one of the best seasons ever for a closer.
He's already had a Hall of Fame career. He's just kind of dotting the I right now. Got to face Josh Hamilton. The Rangers now need 3 to tie. Been a tough night for Hambone tonight. Has not gotten the ball out of the infield yet. Hamilton to center field. And Melky Cabrera's got it.
Gagne set the record for consecutive saves. Did he have one season where he was perfect, or was it a combination?
It was
one perfect season.
Yeah, over a stretch of 3 years with one perfect season.
Wow.
I believe in the middle.
I take that back.
He's in Gagne. Right.
He's in Gagne territory.
27 for 27. No other American leaguer has 10 saves this year without blowing at least one. And Rivera so far 27 for 27. Bird, the last Ranger to have reached base. That was in the 6th inning. Well, it's like the cone of silence has just descended on that usually very noisy Ranger offense tonight. These guys haven't been shut out at home in nearly exactly a year.
Well, when you have a game like this, you just say congratulations to the pitchers, Messina and the bullpen. They shut the Ranger offense down. It's a good offense.
Scott Feldman pitched exceptionally tonight. 7 innings, giving up only 2 runs, but Mike Messina went 7 innings and gave up none.
Yeah, if Scott goes 7 innings and gives up 2 runs in 17 starts at home next year, my guess is he's going to win a whole lot of ball games. That's just an aberration tonight. Ranger offense very seldom gets shut down like this, but they faced a pitcher who's been on a good roll. Messina's been throwing the ball very well over the last couple of months, and he made a lot of great pitches tonight.
Only one extra base hit for the Rangers tonight. Actually, two. Marlon Byrd had them both.
Byrd had 3 hits tonight. Catalinato had 2 hits. And Vasquez had 2 hits.
Now the Yankees, meantime, scored at the beginning, at the end, and right in the middle. 1 in the first, 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 9th. Now the Rangers down to their last strike. Got him. And the Yankees win tonight by the final of 3-0. It is still a winning homestand. The Rangers went 6-5, but boy, they were 6-3 at one point. They lose 2 straight to these New York Yankees. Dana and Mac are standing by. Rangers live straight ahead. Again, your final tonight. Yankees 3 and the Rangers nothing.